Hey guys, it's Brant and I'm back with another video in the Kiss box set video series that we're going through. And I'm changing the format on it a little bit here because just basically the way I was doing it before just takes too long. And I want to keep these videos coming, so the best way to do that will be to kind of keep it short and sweet and be able to get everything all together. I'm also going to cut down because I'm getting copyright strikes on playing the whole song. I'm going to put the link to the song in the description, so if you want to hear the entire song that I'm going to be talking about today, you can check that link out down in the description and you can listen to the song in its entirety. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing less than 10-second clips of the parts of the song that sticks out to me the most, that I actually have something to say about. So let's get into this box set. We're doing the slow burn down into it. I'm not reading ahead. I'm doing this as whenever I get done with these videos, I put this thing away. I take the CD out and I put it away. So let's pull the book out here and let's see what the next song we're going to be working on is going to be. So here's the sheet. We've showed that before. And here's the book. We showed this before. Here's the book with the awesome photo that I always show because I just love it. So let's see here. Let's skip through all this stuff. So the last time we did, the last video was Keep Me Waiting, and that's a Wicker Lester, wasn't really a demo. It was actually part of their release. And it says here the next one is She. And I'm pretty sure that this is a She that's the Wicker Lester version. So we're still on this page here, but now we're on this side over where Paul is. The Keep Me Waiting was here, so now we're over here for She. So I'm gonna pop this up. She, Wicker Lester, was written by Gene Simmons and Steve Cornell. It's Gene Simmons plays bass, lead vocals. Paul Stanley rhythm guitar, vocals. Steve Cornell played lead guitar, Brooke Ostrander keyboards and flute, Tony Zarellia drums, Ronnie Lee Jack lead guitar, recorded by Ron Johnson, recorded November 14th, 1971 at Electric Ladies, New York, New York, taken from the Wicker Lester album, 1972. So Gene says She was written around the time that I was thinking of putting a band together with Steve, as far back as 8th to 9th grade. So I must have been around 14. Steve was a big fan of Mountain and Cream and Eric Clapton in particular. He would start noodling with various riffs. When I originally heard the signature riff to She, I stopped him in his tracks and told him I wanted to write a song around it. That's where She started. There's almost an Indian motif to it. I have no idea where She Walks by Moonlight came from. A lot of lyrics were very stream of consciousness stuff. The lyric would start and somehow it would fit the music. Well, we did that song as the Long Island Sounds, and then it eventually recorded by Wicker Lester with Cornell in the band. This version is the one that was going to be from the Wicker Lester album produced by Ron Johnson. The flute player was Brooke Ostrander, who also played keyboards in the band. Somehow we were recording, and we didn't think much about continuity or whether or not it made sense to sing in three-part falsetto harmonies, stick in a flute. Later on, when Kiss re-recorded She, it all made sense once the fat was cut away and the song was stripped down to its bare essence. The lead guitar work was originally done by Steve Cornell. By the time Epic Records got serious about signing Wicker Lester, they were only willing to do it if Steve was not in the band. They wanted another guitar player, so unfortunately I had to be the one to tell Steve that he was going to be replaced. It was heartbreaking, but it had to be done. A guitar player by the name of Ronnie Lee Jack was brought in. Lee Jack said he had played with Cactus and was a strange fit to the band. I remember in one of the auditions he insisted on sitting down and not standing up to perform. He called himself a musician, not an entertainer, and refused to jump around to perform. Needless to say, he didn't last long in the band. Ron Johnson, who was the chief engineer at Electric Lady Studios, the recording studio where Jimi Hendrix built, produced the Wicker Lester album, and so a lot of the 3- and 4-part harmonies were arrangement he came up with. Some of it, in retrospect, feels very jazzy. It certainly sounds like another band. Then on the next page, it says Brooke Ostrander, the keyboard player, was a music teacher from New Jersey who played a number of instruments, flute, horn instruments called a flugelhorn, which actually appears on some of the Wicker Lester stuff. Keyboards, obviously. Jethro Tull was just coming out at this point, so everybody must have unconsciously shrugged their shoulders and said, yeah, that's right, flute. The drummer was Tony Zarella. Originally, when Kiss got together, we had no intentions of re-recording any of Wicker Lester's stuff. It simply felt like a different kind of band, keyboards and flutes, flugelhorns. But as we were constantly on tour, we barely had enough time to write songs. So by the time of Hotter Than Hell and Dressed to Kill, we were actually short for material. So we went back and revisited some of the old songs. Most of them didn't feel like Kiss, but when we played She together, it immediately fit. We changed the vocal style, trimmed away all the fat, and the song would later become a staple in concerts for decades. Now, as I said on my review of Dressed to Kill, that She is one of my favorite songs, if not my favorite song on that album. But I reviewed that album, so if you want to go back, hopefully I didn't spoil it for you, you can go back and watch that review. I'll stick it at the end of this video. But She, to me, sounds like it should have been on Hotter Than Hell. You know, I know they had this song and had played this song before, Kiss, the album Kiss came out. And it could have fit on Kiss, but I think it would have fit best on Hotter Than Hell. I actually would like to hear it recorded in that style, but I do like that it's a nice clean version that we get from Dressed to Kill, that recording that Neil Bogart and Kiss did, that recording style and mixing style. But man, does it stick out like a sore thumb. I mean, it is just dark and brooding and everything. And it's just, so many visions and everything comes about because of this song. I can see it. I can see She in my mind, being just this badass gothic chick, But anyway, I mean, that's just what I see when I think about this song. And this song's really cool to listen to in the dark. Like, turn off all the lights and listen to in the dark. But now I have heard this version before, and Jethro Tull is the first thing that came to my mind whenever I heard it. And it's the flute, of course, it's the flute. It's like, back then, just as every 80s pop band had a saxophone, and everybody was using the saxophone in the 80s. In the early 70s, it was the flute. And so everybody was playing flute. So we're going to go ahead and spin this up. We're going to go set this aside. This is the packet. This is the order catalog that I talked about in the first video. We're going to go back into disc 1 here. So here's disc 1. And I'm going to open it up. There's the disc. We're going to pop it in the CD player here, and we're going to give it a listen. And I'm going to, like I said, I'll play the beginning of it, and then I'm going to talk about different parts that I like, play little 10-second segments, and then talk about different parts of the song that I like, and maybe that I don't like. And we'll see how I feel about it by the end of it. Now, what I can say right off the bat is I like that you still hear that bass line, the strong bass line that Gene's laying down, and I love when it goes into that do 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 do. He does that little. I actually like the kind of way this is sounding. I like even. It's not Kiss, like I said. This it's not Kiss, and I'm glad they changed it. But this isn't horrible. I mean, I could actually listen to this. Now, I know they're getting ready to come in that falsetto 3-part harmony, and it almost sounds like they're whispering, like, she walks by moonlight. And they don't have the same whole, she walks by moonlight, the way Gene delivers it. So I know that's going to happen, but let's listen to that little part right here.
She walks by moonlight. No one really knows.
Like I said, it's, very soft on the vocal delivery. And it's just that whole, she walks by moonlight. Very soft. For the music to be as hard as it is, it's got the bongos in it. The congas and the bongos, and I'm kind of digging that. I mean, like I said, it's I don't know, man. I'm not a hippie, but I'm kind of digging it a little bit. So let's go a little further. Yeah, and even Gene digging that. I know she's going now. I like the way when he does that. Everybody knows. I like the way he delivers that, but he is definitely pulled off of it. And Gene had not developed his vocal style. I almost think Paul was a little more developed in his vocal style than Gene was at this point in time. But, it's not what we usually hear. But so we're going to go on and see what the rest of it sounds like. Clips from the rest of it.
Powers all within her. She takes off her clothes.
I like how that lead guitar is coming in and you're doing those little hippie, jazzy type hippie type licks in between each one of the, every time they say something. I was only near her. He's coming in and, doing that all those little licks in the middle. I kind of dig that. Let's see what the rest of it's like. So there's the hippie. That flute is getting down, man. Like I said, I don't hate this. It's kind of cool to see where they came from and what they came to. And, this is good stuff. It's not Kiss. And thank God Kiss changed this song. But this isn't bad. So, and I like the song anyway. So I like the subject. This song at heart, I like it. It's one of my favorite Kiss songs. So, it's almost like I'm listening to a cover of this song. Like a band covered it. So it's kind of weird hearing. I'm listening to it really good. Like I said, I've heard it in the past, but I've never listened to it the way I am right now. So let's go on to the next part. Now there's that part I like, that dun 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 dun. I love that lick that they do, that riff. And I know that Kiss did it where they kind of did it. They chose to do like a breakdown, that bum bum ba bum 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 bum. They chose to break it down. And then they went into that doom doom doom, where Gene got his little bass solo and just the drums, Peter banging on the toms and everything. And then before we go into the solo, kind of want to see how they handle this coming up. Let's keep going.
She doesn't really know. Powers all within her.
Now they didn't do it. It seems like that could have been an arrangement that they added when they recorded it as Kiss. That whole breakdown, and then went into a solo. But like I said, I've not listened to this song all the way through with such intent that I am right now. So maybe it comes later on. I don't know. Let's find out.
She takes off her clothes.
And it sounds like they didn't do that part that they do on the Kiss album where they break it down and then it goes into that fantastic Ace solo, and then they break it down. I really like the way they changed it for the Kiss album for Dress to Kill. This is not a bad version, but I still like the way that they changed it for the Kiss for Dress to Kill. Probably like Dress to Kill the way Kiss did it, or I probably like She the way Kiss did it for Dress to Kill better than this. But this is not bad. So let's finish it out and see what happens. Yeah, from there it's just a fade out. So my final thoughts on She, as performed by Wicker Lester. Like I said, it almost sounds like Kiss. If you would have heard me hearing this version of She before I ever heard the Wicker Lester stuff, it sounds like a band from the 70s covered Kiss in a very hippie style. But I would say that they did a very good job. That almost didn't even sound like Gene. For the most part, the only time he ever really sounded like Gene is when he was doing the chorus that everybody knows. He sounded like Gene there, but he still didn't sound like the Demon. So anyway, She, I dig it. The Wicked Lester version, I dig it. I do not like it as much as the version off of Dress to Kill, and I do not like it as much as the live version of She. The live version of She is probably my favorite version because it's what leads into Ace's solo. And they do that whole that they put on the end of on the first album is at the end of Let Me Know. But I do like this version. I would jam this in my car. I'd like to hear this in my car. My little Mini has a really nice stereo in it. I'd like to hear because it's got the drums sound good. It's got that fat bass line. It's got the bongos and those have a little bit of depth to them. So I'd like to hear that. So I like this. So I hope you liked it too. And leave some comments down there. Tell me what you think about She from Wicked Lester. Check out that link in the description and watch listen to the whole thing. Like I said, I'm not playing the whole thing because I'm tired of getting copyright strikes, man. So we're going to try to do it in a way I don't get copyright strikes or get blocked. I made a video the other day and it got blocked worldwide. So I had to go in and edit stuff down. And I edited it down and it still got a copyright strike. So, don't want to get too many of those because then they take me away. And I don't want that. So, and I hope you don't want it either. So anyway, She, Wicked Lester, from this box set. I like it. So we'll keep going. Next time, we'll cover the next song. What it's going to be, I don't know yet. But anyway, I'm Brant in my head channel. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, it's Brant, and I just want to say really quick, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Be sure to click subscribe and hit the notification button so you get notifications so you don't miss any content. Also, feel free to leave a thumbs up or leave a comment.